You're not exhausted because your life is too heavy. You're exhausted because you're carrying things that were never yours to carry. Think about that for a moment. Feel the truth of it settle in your bones. This isn't about the weight of your own ambitions, your own goals, your own responsibilities. This is about the silent, invisible burdens you've picked up along the way. Worries of your mother, anxieties of your partner, professional dramas of your colleagues, unending crises of your friends. You have become a storage unit for other people's emotional clutter. And the rent you're paying is your own peace, your energy, your focus. Imagine a clean, minimalist room with warm, soft lighting, everything in its place. The air is calm. This room is your mind when it is free. Now picture people coming in, one by one, leaving heavy, overflowing suitcases in the middle of the floor. A friend drops off a bag of fear. A family member leaves a box of resentment. A coworker unloads a crate of professional insecurity. Soon, you can barely move. You can't find your own things. You can't think. The room is no longer yours. This is what's been happening in your internal world, and it's the single biggest obstacle between you and the disciplined, successful life you're building. This isn't a lecture about being selfish. It's the opposite. Be fiercely protective of your energy so you can show up as your best self. True support doesn't mean setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. As ambitious women, capacity to care is a superpower. And it is. But without boundaries, any superpower becomes a weakness. It drains you, slows your financial growth, sabotages your personal development. You are here to build an empire, not manage everyone else's emotional inventory. Today, we will learn how to put the suitcases down. We'll break it into 3 parts. First, identify the emotional overload. Second, uncover the hidden costs. And finally, the exact tools and words to give the weight back, gently but firmly. Emotional overload happens when you become the primary home for other people's feelings. You are the one who gets the frantic phone call. You are the one who listens to the same complaint for the 10th time. You are the one who feels a knot in your stomach because someone else is upset. As women, we are often socialized to be the emotional caretakers of our communities. We are taught that our value lies in our ability to soothe, to fix, to absorb. We absorb the stress from a work email, the tension from a family dinner, the panic from a friend's text. We house it all within our own bodies, often without even realizing we are doing it. The sources of this overload are everywhere. Family, mediator since childhood, friendships, the responsible advisor, job, colleagues vent, romantic relationships, feeling responsible for your partner's happiness. Each interaction adds another layer of weight, another item to your emotional backpack. Let's look at a concrete example. Your sister calls you, upset about a fight with her husband. She talks for 45 minutes, detailing every injustice, every fear, every angry thought. You listen patiently. You offer support. You say all the right things. When you hang up the phone, she feels lighter. She feels heard. But you feel heavy. You find yourself replaying the conversation, worrying about her marriage, feeling the anger she described as if it were your own. Her emotional storm has passed, but now the storm clouds are hanging over your head. You absorbed her stress, and she walked away free. Here is another common scenario. You receive an email from your manager on a Friday afternoon. The tone is sharp and critical about a minor detail. Your manager is likely stressed, and they have passed that stress down to you. Instead of recognizing it as their issue, you internalize it. Your weekend is now tainted with a low-grade anxiety. You worry about your performance. You draft and redraft a response in your head. You have allowed your manager's inability to regulate their own stress to dictate your emotional state. Their weight has become your burden. Tonight, before you sleep, take one deep breath. Ask yourself, what feeling did I carry today that was not mine? Name it. Maybe it was your friend's loneliness or your boss's impatience. Just notice it and name it. That's it. This is the first step to separation. You know, just that simple act. Let us zoom in on a classic scene, the family dinner. You have been looking forward to a peaceful meal, a moment to connect and recharge after a long week of pursuing your goals. Your father starts talking about his financial worries, the market's volatility, his fears about retirement. His anxiety is a thick fog that slowly fills the room. You feel your own shoulders tense up, your stomach clenching. You start offering solutions, suggesting financial advisors, trying to reassure him. You are actively taking on his financial anxiety as your own project. Your mother gives you subtle, worried looks about your father's health. Or a late-night text from a friend in crisis shatters your calm. Instantly, you absorb their secondhand stress. You drove to dinner clear-headed, but you'll go to bed feeling heavy and burdened. This single interaction costs you precious mental energy. Your role is to love them, to listen with compassion, but not to solve their problems or carry their emotional baggage. You can be a compassionate friend or daughter without becoming a casualty of their chaos. There is a vast difference between caring for someone and taking responsibility for them. Caring is listening with an open heart. Responsibility is believing their feelings are your problem to solve. When you consistently take responsibility for others' emotions, you pay a steep hidden price: burnout. Your energy is a finite resource. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it is a fundamental requirement. So, when you feel the pull to fix someone's problem, pause. Ask yourself, is this my problem to solve? In that space, your freedom lies. When you fail to distinguish care from responsibility, you inevitably end up carrying a mountain of unclaimed baggage, you know. This baggage belongs to your parents, your friends, your colleagues, and your partner. You are the emotional lost and found, and the items are never claimed. The price you pay is devastatingly high, manifesting as burnout, not the satisfying exhaustion after meaningful work, but a deep, soul-crushing weariness from problems that were never yours. This burnout directly sabotages your ambitions, the financial independence you crave, the business you want to launch, the personal growth you seek. These goals require focus, creativity, resilience, but your energy is siphoned daily. You sit down to work, and your mind churns with last night's drama. Your progress stalls. The cost is also financial. Time is money. But more importantly, focused energy is money. Occupied mental real estate means fewer insights, less creativity, less hustle. You run at 50% because the other 50% runs a free emotional support hotline. This is a hidden tax on your success. Ultimately, you lose yourself. Over time, their feelings blur with yours. You forget what you want, lose touch with your intuition. Your dreams go to a dusty shelf labeled someday while you put out fires for everyone else. This is the slow, quiet death of a woman's ambition, and we must refuse to accept it. Giving the weight back is the most loving thing you can do for yourself and the other person. It's not about being cruel, it's about drawing a clear, kind line in the sand. The key is to validate their feeling while declining ownership of the problem. You lead with empathy, but you end with a boundary. For instance, when a friend calls with a crisis, instead of fixing it, you can say, "That sounds so painful. I'm not sure I have the right advice, but what do you think you'll do?" This script validates their pain, sets a boundary on your role, and returns the responsibility. You offer support without taking over. Mastering the gentle no is not rejection, it's redirection. Your no to their burden is a yes to your own peace. Choosing to set these boundaries is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice of radical self-care and profound discipline. It is about understanding that your energy is your most valuable asset on the journey to achieving your biggest goals. Every time you gently decline to carry a weight that is not yours, you are making a deposit into your own well-being. You free the space to build your business, grow your wealth, evolve into the woman you are meant to become. This is not selfishness. It is stewardship of the gifts you were given. The path to a disciplined, successful, fulfilling life is paved with the boundaries you are willing to set. Be brave enough to disappoint others sometimes in order to be true to yourself. Unlearn the toxic conditioning that told you your worth is measured by how much you can carry for other people. Your worth is inherent. Your purpose is not to be a beast of burden, but to be a beacon. And a beacon cannot shine its brightest if it is buried under the weight of everyone else's darkness. Visualize that beautiful, clean, sunlit room again. This is your inner world. It is your sanctuary. From now on, you are the gatekeeper. You decide who gets to enter. You decide what gets to enter. You decide what stays. You decide what goes. You can have visitors, but they are not allowed to leave their heavy luggage behind anymore. The space is yours to create, to cultivate, and to protect. This is the ultimate act of personal responsibility and the foundation of a life built on your own terms. Your peace returns when you stop carrying what was never yours to carry. If this message resonated with you, like and subscribe for more insights on building a disciplined and empowered life. Share this with another ambitious woman who needs to hear it.